Um, Less pain, greater ease, and a youthful glow. If those are three benefits that interest you, plus a whole bunch more, you're going to want to hear this conversation we're about to have with special guest Sascha Kalivoda. Welcome to the show, Sascha.
Thank you, Malcolm. Always a pleasure to chat with you and spend time with you and your crew.
Yeah, right on. Okay, well, this conversation is all about the lymph. And yeah, if you're kind of sitting here wondering, going, well, is this for me? Absolutely, this is for everybody. And Sasha's going to detail exactly why you want to pay attention to your lymph and why this is not something that you need to or want to outsource to experts. There's always a time and a place, 100%. Yes, absolutely. But this is something that we can all take at our own fundamental personal being into our health, sorry, into our own hands and take control of this aspect of our health. It's easy, it's fun, and it may open up a world of difference when it comes to your health, your family's health, those in your community who you'll be able to impact with this information. So thanks for being on this call. Sascha, we're looking forward to diving in with you.
Thank you. I appreciate it very much. Yes, I've taught this class a couple times now at the Light Cellar, and it's super fun. I always really enjoy teaching this class because people always learn something about themselves. It's super practical, it's engaging, it's informative, it's really it's understandable, and it's fun. I find that it's really fun. We have lots of fun in this class. And like you said, it does apply to everybody. We all have a lymphatic system, which means we all have a sewer system, which means we want that sewer to flow. We know what happens when the kitchen sink backs up or the toilet backs up. It's not good, it's nasty, it's ugly, and that's happening to us all the time because we live in the modern world. It's always a thing for us, but add in modern life, add in bad posture, forward head posture, stress people with their shoulders up to their ears, rounded backs, everything, that it's not just about learning the tools to move the lymphatic system. It's also understanding how it's impacted just by our daily posture. How much are we sitting? How much are we staring down at our phone? How tight are we in certain areas of our body? It's so funny because I'll get people to touch into certain areas and they have no idea how sore they are. They have no idea how much pain they're in because they don't touch it. So there's that pain that you know because it's always yelling at you. But there's other pain that's very quiet until you start exploring. And a lot of people don't know what's hiding there, just waiting for them. But what it's doing and what they don't understand is in the background is causing a backup. It's causing the pond scum to grow. It's impeding certain nutrient delivery and it's impeding the removal of the garbage, which in this world, so many people are focused on detoxing, right? We're talking about liver health. We're talking about spring cleaning. We're talking about all the different ways to detox, parasite cleanses. All these people are crazy about parasites these days, all this stuff. But what we're not told is, for example, the lymph makes from 25 to 50% of the lymph. Did I say the lymph? The liver. The liver makes up to 25 to 50% of the lymphatic fluid. We're not talking about that when we're talking about liver cleansing, right? So if you're talking liver cleansing, you also need to talk about lymphatic flow and movement because if you're bathing the liver in its own sewage and it's not going anywhere, then how effective is that liver cleanse going to be, right?
Yeah, totally. And I would say that, a good chunk of people who get into liver cleansing understand that, okay, first you got to get the bowels moving. Otherwise, again, like you said, you're just dumping things that are just going to get, stuck and reabsorbed. But how many people on this call even know that how key, just that stat alone that you mentioned, how key it is to have the lymphatic system flowing, that it is also part of that elimination process. And yeah, sure, cleansing is awesome, but not when your bowels are plugged, not when your lymph is not flowing.
Exactly. Exactly. It all, and the thing is we're really good at compartmentalizing. It's like, oh, my liver, so I'm just going to focus on my liver, but nothing works by itself, right?
Mhm.
It's a whole system that works very intimately together, and we have to pay attention to the whole. But some of it, I would say, impacts the whole more. And so when you've got the drains backed up, then that's a problem. And like you said, we don't have to, we live in a society where we are so ready to leave it to the expert, to leave it to, the professional. I'm the kind of person that likes to do, if I can learn how to do it, I love to do it. I mean, there's only so much time to do so many things, but I love doing things for myself. And this doesn't take a lot of time. This takes a few minutes, few times a day, depends on what's going on in your life, depends on what's like, for example, my husband just had some major surgery. I'm going to talk about this later on and on another thing and go through what we're doing for his healing because he's healing like a champ. And part of that is getting the lymphatic fluid moving because when you've got swelling and say downstream is plugged up, what are you going to do? Where's it going to go? How's it going to flow? Right? So we have to look at that because it's a great tool for those type kinds of situations. It's a great tool. Say you've got a kid with a swollen ear and it's so painful and they got a big pain going on in their ear and you can easily unblock it. It's really important for, your skin health, that glowing health, that energy and the ease in your body. Who wants to feel all plugged and backed up? I know I don't like that feeling. And especially now we're going into summer, we're going to show more skin. It's going to get hot. That could also impede the flow and cause a bit more swelling. So it can really range from really obvious severe pain to just not less than optimal, right? And there's that whole spectrum in there, but we're all affected by it and we all need it to flow. And modern life doesn't require the movement that we used to do when we did more things for ourselves. And when we're sitting and this area, for example, where I'm sitting, where my groin is bent, there's some major lymph nodes right in that area that are plugged and backed up and are not flowing at the moment. So when I get up after sitting, I go through a quick routine to get the flow going and I can feel the difference. I can feel the difference immediately. So it's a tool that I incorporate to my life and I love sharing with others because, like I said, impacts everybody. Fundamental basics, folks. We were looking for the really special, shiny little thing that's going to be the magic, whatever. But it's like you got to go down upstream first and fix your address basics, right? Address the basics. So.
Yeah, totally. And this is why, okay, this is our third time offering this class at Light Cellar because, like the first two times, like basically sold out, a lot of interest, such great feedback. People loved you, Sasha, first and foremost, because regardless of how important, how interesting a topic may be, if you don't have somebody as dynamic, as engaging, and as fun as Sasha presenting it, then forget it, right? So check, number one. Then just the fundamental basics of the topic, like you talked about. And, this is a crowd. Anybody who's watching would put themselves in the crowd of, adult continuing education, right? Like forget the rest of society that buys this idea that you go to school and then you get, your sex ed class and this and that, your career and life management and all your basics, and now you're good. So you know how to manage life. Right? Like we're all in that camp of we have consistently are pursuing the education that is required just to exist healthfully, keep ourselves out of the hospitals, keep ourselves, like living life to the best ever. That requires effort, that requires knowledge, that requires wisdom. And it's these types of opportunities, like where else are you going to learn this, right? It's like, yeah, you can go to an expert and they can do the thing, but how costly is that? And how practical is that? Like you say, even when you're talking about, sitting down and it was like summer, and I'm like, oh yeah, what about summer vacations? And you're doing that 10-hour drive to the coast, or you're going into the
Yeah.
interior, right? Like, even just moments like that, or shit happens, life happens, right? Like you end up in surgery, you end up in these types of things, all the way to the kind of, I don't want to call it superficial, but the importance of like, yeah, you're looking for the beach body and it's like, oh, my skin or this or that, and it's like, how do you optimize that? Well, these are all systems, and especially the lymphatic system, one needs to pay attention to. So that is why it is so fundamental. Yes, if somebody's in pain and they're looking to get out of pain, if they want greater ease of movement, if they want that youthful glow, it's there, it's available. And if you're listening to that, it's like, you know what, I'm doing good. It's like, well, you're doing good, congratulations, and let's keep it going, right? Keep building your knowledge, keep building your tools to support your body in the best way possible. And again, That's why we're offering this class again. So the next opportunity until the autumn, so it's going to be a while until the next one comes around, Saturday, May 24th, 11 till 1. And you can show up in person, hang out with the energy, the vibes of Sascha in the classroom, or you can tune in online. And either way, in person or online, we'll send you the recording. You'll get some notes afterwards. And yeah, and something you can kind of come back to. It's a very kind of dense class in terms of the knowledge, the wisdom, the understanding, but so practical in terms of the tools one will walk away with. I mean, you're going to be teaching techniques of how to get that lymph flowing, to get all these benefits, right? And it's not just, oh, jump on a rebounder, right? I know that is
No.
such a simplified and I don't want to play down the benefits of a rebounder, like awesome, right? Like exercise, including that type of style of exercise, but you have some really incredible tips and tools and tricks that people will be able to apply immediately right away. And we've done past calls too, where I've been on there and you're like, okay, just feel this point, and you're like, oh, okay, I got
Yeah,
some work to
yeah.
do, right?
Yes. Yeah. And it's amazing what people learn about themselves. And I'll also be making a tonic herb elixir with great nourishing herbs to help support the lymphatic system as well. It's going to support lots of different things in there, but that is they're so also for the lymphatic system. So we get to taste, we get to move, we get to learn. So it's a really great class. And what you said about that superficial thing, it sounds superficial, but all if there's something that is not optimal, it's information. And so the
Mhm.
side benefit is you're going to look and feel better. But what's happening on the inside, right? That's the thing. If you're looking and feel better on the outside, then you know on the inside it's feeling and looking better too, even though we don't necessarily know. So it's all information. And so when I look at things, I'm like, oh, what is that telling me? I just like to take that in as well. Because, we live in a time where people are doing some crazy things for the outer look. But, mm,
Yeah, and that's, it's often the kind of the gateway motivation,
yeah,
but especially get women onto this path. And of course, there are deeper reasons as well. And like you said,
of course.
yes, it might start superficial, but it's incredibly important and deep, and it's a reflection of the outside. So yes, we all want to look, vibrant and have clear skin and, all the things, because again, that's a reflection of what's going on the inside. So it's a worthy pursuit. Absolutely.
And one more thing that I want to mention about what it's really important for, and this is a really big concern these days, is brain health.
Right.
Brain health very, very much depends on lymphatic flow and lymphatic drainage. And so all the things that I talked about, like if we're tight here in the SEMs or in the traps or the back of the neck or the head, or we have that really bad forward head posture, which is so common and very young ages. So I can't even imagine what that's going to set the young ones up for later on in terms of all sorts of things. But that impedes flow, and that means the brain that should be getting brainwashed at night and drained isn't happening. And so there's accumulations happening in the brain. So another huge benefit is the clearer mind, the clearer thinking, the better ability to focus, the mood balance. That's another big part of it, but you also have to sleep well. So it's more than a one part thing, but it's a really big thing. And then these days, when I talk about brain health and memory and things like that, people often very much perk up because people are noticing it. I find earlier and earlier it's a concern.
Yeah, 100%. So,
Hmm.
okay, well, I'm really stoked. We've got this offering coming up. We're 11 days out, 10 days out, depending on when you're watching this. So, come join us. Go to lightseller.ca. You can register in the shop, but best is just to do it online. Lightseller.ca. If you're in person or online, or you just want the recording and the notes afterwards, that will all happen. And it's 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. And yeah, go ahead, check out more details, and be sure to register for this incredible session that's coming up. Thank you again, Sascha, for all your time this morning on the call. And we'll look forward to seeing you on the 24th.
Thanks, Malcolm. Appreciate it.
All right, bye for now.